basic challenge the Indian economy is facing is the problem of demand. Instead of addressing the problem of demand in the economy due to the lack of purchasing power in the hands of the people, mass unemployment and shrinking wages, the government, the finance minister has through this budget sought to stimulate the economy by giving concessions to the rich, even when the expenditure are cut. Sir, instead of mobilizing resources by taxing the rich and the big corporate houses and expanding public investment that would help generate employment and ensure a minimum wage of the people, the government has chosen to the opposite direction. Sir, the Union Budget 25-26 absolutely neglect the issue of unemployment and expenditure on food subsidies, agriculture and allied activities, education, rural development, social welfare, and urban development are stagnant or lower than that of the previous financial year if you consider the factor in inflation also. So I can very well substantiate this observation or this assessment as far as this budget is concerned with the support of the statistics. Sir, I do appreciate the government that the government is able to collect the tax as envisaged in 24-25 budget, because 25 lakh crores of tax collection is envisaged in the budget proposal that has been collected, for which I appreciate the government. And also I appreciate the fact that up to 12 lakhs of annual income, this deduction, there is zero income tax is also a welcome step. Other than these two steps, sir, if you critically examine the budget proposals, it is nothing full of promises and making slogans of having the Vikasit Bharat by 2047. Nothing is being proposed. It is not a growth-oriented budget. It is absolutely giving profits, concessions, exemptions and benefits to the corporates and nothing doing the common people at large. Sir, I will substantiate this matter. And further, one of the major it is an assessment of the entire opposition in the country that the Indian economy is slowing down. That is proved as correct and substantiated and ratified in the budget proposals. Sir, if you examine it, it is very clear. The allegation or the observation or the assessment of the opposition that Indian economy is slowing down is proved to be correct if you examine the budget proposals. Sir, the government is always claiming that it is the fastest growing economy in the world and the 3 trillion economy, the third largest economy, and coming to the 5 trillion economy by 2047 will become the Vikasit Bharat by 2047. Big propaganda and big PR management is going on. I would like to ask a specific question to the Honorable Finance Minister, whether the proposals of 25-26, budget proposals of 25-26 is sufficient to achieve the goal of Vikasit Bharat by 2047. Because it is not, because even the economic advisor to the government, chief economic advisor to the government, he specifically stated in the economic survey, if you want to achieve Vikasit Bharat by 2047, annual growth should be not less than 8% GDP growth is required. Is it correct? Because this year also you are envisaging only 6.8% as the GDP growth rate. If that be the case, how we are going to achieve the goal and the so-called goal of Vikasit Bharat or developed economy by 2047? That is the first question which I would like to make. Sir, considering to the performance of the government, the last year performance, the major chunk of the proposals in the last year or the current year's budget was to address the unemployment problem. So many programs were announced: PLIC scheme, New Employment Generation Scheme, Skill India program, which will create thousands and thousands of employment. That was the announcement made by the Honorable Finance Minister in the current financial year or the last budget. Sir, what was the budget estimate? Was 26,018 crores of rupees. And so far, the budget actual expenditure is just 15,286 crores. How we are going to address the unemployment? So the first time job seekers DBT scheme, support to the employees, credit guarantee scheme for the MSMEs, all these schemes are in the formulation stage. Nothing has been taken off. And so addressing the unemployment problem, it is also nothing has been done. So the proposals are not realistic. I have just started. The proposals are not realistic. The second point which I would like to make is regarding the budget is totally anti-federal. Sir, so many honorable members have cited, devolution of tax revenue to the state is drastically declining through the budget proposals. Sir, the share of cesses and surcharges in the central government's gross tax revenue, if you kindly examine, in 14-15, the state share in the divisible pool was 32%, state has got only 27%. And the share of cess and surcharges in the central government gross tax revenue in 25-26, it is 13% of the gross tax revenue. In 2014-15, when this government has come to power, it was 9% of the GTR. And another point you kindly see, in 25-26 state share, it was 41%, but it is only estimated just 33%. Divisible pool is arrived after excluding the cess and surcharges. Sir, in this budget, Supriya Sureji has already stated 37, because customs tariff, customs duty, 37 items, custom duty and customs tariff is drastically reduced, and in that place, this agricultural improvement development cess is incorporated. I will cite one or two examples. Marble and granite, the present existing customs tariff was 40%. Reduced to 20% and added 20% agricultural infrastructure development cess. And solar module, 40%, reduced to 20% and added AIDC 20%. Footwear, it was 35%. It is reduced to 20% and 18.5% as agricultural infrastructure development cess. So indirectly, the Finance Commission is awarding 41% of the divisible pool. But unfortunately, you are getting only 33% because surcharge and cess is increasing day by day. I would like to know from the two political parties who are supporting the BJP-led government at the center, whether they are supporting Janata Dal United as well as the Telugu Desam party, whether they are supporting this thing. Because the state share is being drastically taken away by means of the proposals of the budget. It is against the Finance Commission award. It is against the fiscal federalism of the country which is being pursued since long. Sir, coming to the centrally, the argument of the government is we are having so many centrally sponsored schemes by which the share of the government has been increased. Sir, if that also we can critically examine, 24-25 centrally sponsored budget allocation was 5.05 lakh crores, but as for the revised estimate, it is just 4.15 lakh crore, 18% lower than that of the budget estimate has been spent. That means 90,000 crores of rupees is not being spent as far as the CSS is concerned. And similarly, allocation to the various ministries also, if you kindly examine, and also regarding the shift in the tax collection. Sir, the shift in the tax collection also 13-14, before this government comes to power, the corporate tax was just 3.5% of the GDP. Income tax was just 2.1% of the GDP. Now, after 10 years of BJP government in power, sir, 25-20, the IT collection, income tax collection has come to 14.4 lakh crores of rupees. That is 4.03% of the GDP. Direct tax collection, corporate tax collection has come down 3.03% of the GDP, that is 10.8 lakh crores of rupees. That means it is a corporate-centric budget is being pronounced all the 10 years. That is the reason by which we are saying that it is anti-common people. Sir, another very important point that is regarding the fiscal consolidation. I would like to seek the clarification from the Honorable Finance Minister. FRBM Act 2003 was enacted, and there is a strict stipulation that every 3 years, the continued 3 years, progressively deduction of the fiscal deficit, revenue deficit, general debt has to be reduced by, it is in respect of fiscal deficit. But now in para 109 of the speech of the Honorable Finance Minister, it is being stated that we will take our endeavor of the government to bring down the outstanding liabilities. I will. Outstanding liabilities to around 50% of the GDP by 2031. But there is no proposal in the Finance Bill 2025 that there is that the FRBM Act will be amended. I would like to know from the Honorable Finance Minister, without amending the FRBM Act, how the government is going to implement this new program. And another very constitutional question that is regarding the new schemes. So 24-25 in the budget, entry 27 demand number 30 was incorporated in the budget as new schemes allocated to the Department of Economic Affairs. 62,593 crores was allocated, spent only 9,000 crores of rupees. I would like to know, because the Parliament is not aware, What are the new schemes?
Okay.
It is given. Yes, sir. I will. Please, one second. How this will be applicable without having the knowledge of the Parliament? How the new scheme? What are the new schemes? Okay. What is its conditions? Nothing is known to the Parliament, so that has to be cleared. And allocation to the various ministries also has come down like anything. So I would like to urge upon the Honourable Finance Minister on the two demands. One demand is that he requests for parity in the tax treatment for NRIs, OCIs under the new capital gain taxation rules for real estate property.
Thank you.
Sir, I am concluding. And the last point is regarding the discrimination against the state of Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu.
Thank you.
Sir, even in the disaster management, nothing has been awarded. So I totally oppose the budget proposal for the financial year. It is anti-federal, anti-people. It is pro-rich and pro-corporate. With these words I conclude. Thank you very much.
माननीय सदस्य प्रधान बरुआ डांगरिया।
धन्यवाद सभापति महोदय, आपने मुझे बजट में बोलने का मौका दिया। माननीय वित्त मंत्री ने इस बार की बजट समग्र और सुविचारित करके देशवासी को प्रदान किया। मैं माननीय वित्त मंत्री को धन्यवाद और अभिनंदन ज्ञापन करता हूं। इस बजट पर अमृतकाल की यात्रा को दिशात्मक शक्ति प्रदान करता है, जिसे हम भू राजनीतिक तनाव और